As the time for campaigning has ended and the time for leadership is ahead of you, I encourage you, sir, to be the leader and governor for all. Let the trust that Imo electorate bestowed on you at the polls propel you to deliver on your promises to them and live up to your mandate as the governor of all. I call on all stakeholders, regardless of your political affiliations and ideologies, to remain united as brothers and sisters and harmoniously build a state where peace, progress, and inclusivity will be a priority. The Commission looks forward to a concerted partnership with all her election stakeholders in the state in the nearest future, when activities for the next electoral cycle will resume. I assure all of the Commission's commitments. I assure you all of the Commission's commitment to deliver a free, fair, and credible election in Imo State and Nigeria at large. Thank you all for listening, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Rep. And sitting amongst us here are 5 candidates who ran the election with Senator Uzodinma. They are here. Andy Anyabini of Zenith Labour Party, Isaac Iwanyan of Good Party, and let me also recognize the presence of Professor Maurice Iwu, our former chair. He's here. Having recognized his group, I request the Honorable National Commissioner to present his remarks.
No more recognition. No more recognition. I stand here.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Imo State, and also the Governor-elect of Imo State, Senator Uzodinma, all other protocols duly observed. Good morning. Let me join Professor Silva Ago, the Resident Electoral Commissioner of Imo State, to warmly welcome you all to this momentous occasion. Section 72(1) of the Electoral Act 2022 mandates the Independent National Electoral Commission to issue certificate of return within 14 days to every candidate who has been returned by the returning officer under the aforementioned Act. In compliance with the above mandatory provision of the Act under reference, I have the honor and privilege in my capacity as the Supervising National Electoral Commissioner to present the certificates of return to the Governor and Deputy Governor-elect respectively who won the governorship election held on Saturday, 11th November 2023 in Imo State. Let me once again seize this opportunity to remind all Nigerians that the Commission is independent, non-partisan, and committed to its constitutional mandates in conducting free, fair, credible, and transparent elections. In the execution of this mandate, the Commission is committed to deploying technologies to strengthen the electoral process, including the use of BVAS, INEC portal, as well as capacity development of its entire staff. Let me assure the good people of Imo State, and indeed Nigerians, that the Commission will continue to build and improve on the gains recorded so far, and will never waver in upholding the sanctity of the ballot, as well as the continuous improvement of the electoral process generally. Your Excellency, I congratulate you on this occasion following your victory at the post. However, I will remind you of your complementary obligations towards providing good governance to the good people of Imo State. Continue to uphold the unity of the people of Imo State and be magnanimous in victory. I salute all Imolites for the peaceful and orderly conduct of the governorship election in the state. I enjoin you to remain peaceful even at this post-election stage. Finally, I would like to thank our stakeholders, political parties, civil society organizations, Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, and the media for your continuous support and partnership. The Commission appreciates you all. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Honorable National Commissioner. You agree with me it's an INEC event, and we have to recognize some of our own who are dear to us. I also want to recognize the presence of Chief Mrs. Uzodinma. She's the rep Ebonyi State. Having taken that, we've come to why we are here, and that is the presentation of certificates of return to deserving winners of the November 11 elections. And we will now take the presentation of certificate of return to the Deputy Governor-elect, Lady Chinere Ihuoma Ekumaro. And now, for the climax of today's event, a very brief but historic event. I call on the governor-elect and governor of the state, Your Excellency, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma.
I amiable wife, the National Commissioner of Independent National Electoral Commission, representing the Southeast, under whose supervision the election of 11th November 2023 was conducted in Imo State. All members and the entire management of INEC here present, all members of Imo State House of Assembly, the Secretary to the Government of Imo State, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, all Honorable Commissioners and members of the Imo State Expanded Executive Council, the Deputy National Chairman of the greatest and largest party in Black and White Africa, All Progressive Congress, Chief Emmanuel Enoku, the State Chairman and other members of the State Executive Committee, the Chairman of Imo State Elders Council, His Royal Highness SSCI Ilomaya, the Chairman Imo State Traditional Institution, His Royal Majesty Dr. E.C. Okeke, the heads of security agencies in Imo State, heads of tertiary institutions in Imo State, the Chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, and all the clergy are present. Your Royal Highnesses, Ndiezu, local government administrators and development centers, the chairman and members of IPAC, the distinguished candidates who participated in the last governorship election of Imo State who are present here, distinguished sons and daughters of Imo State, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. A few minutes ago, I received the certificate of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as the duly elected governor of Imo State for my second and final tenure. I did so with a deep feeling of appreciation and gratitude to Almighty God who made it all possible. Let me start by congratulating Lady Chinyere Komaro, the Deputy Governor-elect of Imo State, who has also received her certificate of return, making her the second female Deputy Governor of Imo State since its creation in 1976. In my thank you address a few days ago, I gave shortly after I was declared the winner of the election, I acknowledge the contribution of all segments of Imo society who worked hard for my victory. I also dedicated the victory first to Almighty God, from whom all powers come. I equally dedicated my victory to Imo people who massively voted for me and those who voted for other candidates. Let me once more congratulate the people of Imo State. It is our victory. Victory for those who voted for, and victory for those who voted against. Let me once more use this auspicious moment to congratulate Independent National Electoral Commission for conducting the freest, fairest, and most peaceful election in the history of Imo State. I will also acknowledge and thank the security agencies for working hard to deliver what has been widely adjudged as a very credible pool whose integrity cannot be questioned. By upholding the sanctity of the electoral process, INEC has deepened our democracy with assurance that our votes will always count. I therefore commend INEC for a job well done, while also urging the opposition to see beyond their immediate environment and commend INEC for doing a very beautiful job, because tomorrow it may be their turn to win. I equally commend the security agencies and all those who work tirelessly to ensure that the election held peacefully throughout the 27 local government areas of the state. I'm aware that some cynics and naysayers have been stunned by my overwhelming victory, who saw me receiving majority of the votes cast in all the 27 local government areas. As usual, critics have been weaving their conspiracy theories without taking into consideration the factors that shaped my victory. I'm glad to say that I deserve this victory because not only that Almighty God did the work for me, I strategized and worked very hard for it. This, I said, is the only way to guarantee victory in a democratic election, especially in a state like Imo, where the people are mostly literate, mostly Republican, and politically aware. This means they can separate the wheat from the chaff. Having said this, it is important to highlight two issues that I believe propelled me to clear an outright victory. One being the grace of God, two being my sterling performance in the past 4 years. And finally, the icing on the cake was the Imo Charter of Equity. The Imo Charter of Equity, which prescribes the orderly transfer of governorship power from one senatorial zone to the other. So when people speak of incumbency factor in aiding the re-election of a sitting governor, some of them misconstrue it to be the use of power and state resources to confer an unfair advantage to the candidate. For me, that is not the case. Rather, it means leveraging on one's performance as a marketing tool in an election. For example, Imo people will readily attest to the fact that there is no community, no ward, no local government that has not been impacted positively, directly or indirectly, by my government. Is it in the area of infrastructure, especially road infrastructure? I made the difference. In all sectors of the economy, our people have felt the positive impact of my administration, as various groups, including trade unions, were endorsing me for re-election. When they were doing this, some people dismissed it as a political gimmick. But those who endorsed me have walked the talk with their followers. The result of their efforts in this resounding victory is very clear. The beneficiaries of our 3R mantra of reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery showed me appreciation through their votes. The same is true with thousands of youths whom this government have trained and empowered. It was very clear that my opponents failed to provide an alternative blueprint for better achievements than mine. So there is no way they could have won. It would be unthinkable for those who are not prepared to expect the electoral victory. The second factor, like I mentioned earlier, the Imo Charter of Equity, which the Elders Council, traditional rulers, religious leaders promoted to enthrone peace and order in the transfer of power in the state. Since I'm from Olu, these leaders endorsed me for a second term and final tenure. They made an appeal to Imo people that only those from Olu zone should contest the last election. Because the charter does not abridge the constitutional right of anybody. Our brothers from Owerri and Okigwe still contested, but the people rejected them. They rejected them because they swam against the tide which the Charter of Equity represents. In other words, apart from my superlative performance, the Charter of Equity played a key role in my re-election. People who voted to support the Charter so that going forward, our electoral process in the state will be rancor-free and less expensive. The first takeaway from the Charter of Equity going forward is that under my watch, Owerri Zone will produce the next governor of Imo State. Now that the election is over, I renew my call to my brothers who contested with me to join hands with my administration to continue to offer quality services to the people of Imo State. My appeal is that we should put the interests of the state and her people above our personal consideration. There is still time for everybody to buy into the Charter of Equity. As always, I am committed to running an inclusive government where the interests of every Imo man and woman will be accommodated. My desire is to leave a legacy of a tradition of rancor-free politics that guarantees all zones a realistic entitlement to the governorship of the state. Finally, I once again extend an olive branch to all aggrieved persons and groups and invite them to join hands with me to work to grow our state and make the state the envy of other states. May the Almighty God, who sees our hearts, continue to protect and guide us and make Imo State a prosperous state. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Shall we
The Lord has done it finally. Finally, finally. The Lord has done it finally. Finally, finally. The Lord has done it finally. Our Lord has done it finally. The Lord has done it finally. Finally, finally. The Lord has done it finally. To sit down is an entertainment that's going to start from now. Don't go. Sit down and enjoy yourself. And His Excellency is going about having a shake. Let us begin and assist for entertainment. We appreciate the policeman here. You people have been fun for me. Congratulations to you. I want them to know. I want them to know.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.